I welcome to all to the course of repair and rehabilitation of structures. So in this session, I will be explain one of the topic in Unit 3, that is repairs to timber structures. See, in Unit 3 in RRS subject, the Unit 3 name is repairs to timber structures and steel structures. So we'll discuss what is the defects or damages in the timber structures, and how those defects and damages will be repaired using of repairing techniques. So in introduction, we'll discuss about the what are the damages and what are the briefly explain about the some introduction about the timber structures. First, let us know what timber structures means. Example, these timber structures are used in various areas like railway sleepers, buildings, and bridges. So those areas, timber structures are used. So timber structures which is made up of from wood. So wood is one of the best engineering materials in nowadays. It is a one of the best material. It is one of the eco-friendly material used in not only in the buildings and bridges, and it is used in almost all the fields of the engineering stratas, and it is used by man since the prehistoric times. And so not only it is a advanced method, it is already used in olden days also, when the man since by prehistorical times. So we already discussed what is the common application of a timber structures. So in timber structures are mainly used in the building constructions and railways and agricultures and the mining sectors and aviation industries. And if you see the some of the diagrams which are applying timber structures in certain constructions. For example, if you see in the diagram, the first diagram, it shows in the buildings and later bridges, some types of in the bridges, there is some wooden structures, there is a timber structures are used. If it is clearly observed in this diagram, it shows that bridges and related to buildings. Now, what are the advantages of a timber structures? Say, timber structure having so many advantages because it is a stronger than other construction materials, because it have a less proportion of weight, and workable in nature, can be easily worked to any size and shape, and it is a lightweight and economical, which means wastage is minimum, and durability in nature. When compared to the durability in nature, if you observing the remaining materials, if you not take a proper care, the timber will be damaged, or structure, entire structure will be failed. So because of using the timber, you need to take a proper plannings and proper precautions should be taken. So if you see the diagram, the process of flowchart, it indicates the what are the major parts or major process in the wood technologies. If it is see the kiln processing and joinery work, testing and painting and penal inspection and finished projects. So this is one of the side of the elements in the process of flowchart, and another side is the chemical treatment, air seasoning, log sizing and timber logs. This is the another part of the sides. These names are indicated, it will be explained in the next slide. So if you see in this slide, there is a structure in the timber structure. There will be a lot of components are involved in the timber structures. If you see in the diagram, there will be a lot of components, that is hardwood, pith, growth rings, inner bark, cabium layer, metallory rays and sapwood. So if you know the one by one, will be discussed. First, what is the meaning of pith? So or it is a central, it is a inner portion of the material, or it is a central portion of the core. is called pith. So it means it varies in size and shape of different types of materials which are involved in the timber structures. So timber structures are mainly involved a lot of factors. It include entire cellular tissues, and it include wood fibers. So the central portion of the or the middle portion of the wood, it indicated as the pith. And second component at the second sequence of component, hardwood. See, hardwood is nothing but the inner annual rings surrounding a pith constitute the hardwood. So the second stage is the hardwood. So it is placed adjacent or the first process after the pith is called hardwood. It plays a inner annular rings, which means a circular rings are formed around the pith. It is usually dark in color. It indicates the dead portion of tree, such that it does not take an active manner. The next sapwood, the third step is sapwood. Sapwood is the outer annular rings. See, there will be difference between hardwood and sapwood. Hardwood, it indicates the inner annular rings, but whereas sapwood, it will indicate a outer annual rings between the hardwood and cambium layer. If you see, the cambium layer is visible in the diagram, and sapwood will be indicated in the diagram. So it is a outer annular rings between the hardwood and cambium layer is known as sapwood. So it is a light in color, and it is a lightweight. It indicates the recent growth it contains. So that is the portion of sapwood. The next element is cambium layer. Cambium layer is a thin layer. It is a sap between it is a thin layer. Sap between the sapwood and the inner bark is known as cambium layer. The next process is inner bark. Inner bark is nothing but the inner skin or layer that is covering by a cambium layer is known as inner bark. So this inner bark also a lot of injuries are producing in the timber structures. The next medullary rays. So the thin radial fibers extending from the pith to cambium layer are known as medullary rays. So the pith is the central portion of the timber structures, and cambium layer is the outer portion of the timber structures. So there will be extending from some middle portion, central portion of the timber structures, so outer portion of the timber structures. So that will be indicated as a modular race. So these are the some of the components in the timber structures, are the some of the definitions in the timber structures which are involved in the wood. See, now we are discussing what are the defects or what are the damages in the timber structures. So you need to know what are the damages in the timber structures, because when you know the defects in damage in the timber structures, then you will know what are the repairing technique used based upon the damaged portion or damaged part. So if you see in the slide, there is a defects due to fungi. See, fungi is the one of the basic and primary or major defect in the timber structures which are attacked by fungi. So when the fungi is attacked in the timber structures, see what are the reasons by attacking the fungi. So the first reason is the moisture content of a timber is above 20%. If the timber structure or if the wood structure, if you absorbing the moisture content above 20%, then the fungi are attacking to the timber structures. If the fungi is attacking into the timber structure, the structure is weakened. If the structure is weakened, it loses its strength. If it is a losses its strength values, then automatically it's a damaging or collapsing of the entire structures. So the first element of the component is failed, then entire structure is failed. The second reason is if there is a presence of air and warm up for the growth of fungi. So for the growth of fungi in the presence of air, so if you are absorbing air also and presence of air and warm, that conditions also alternative of air and warm, in that conditions also the fungi is growth. So due to attacking of fungi, the following defects are occurred. So the blue strain, which means sap of the wood sustained to a bluish color, and if it is a fungi is attacked, there will be some of the defects are produced in the timber structure. That is brown rot, dry rot, and hot rot. Rot is nothing but it is a decay or decompose. It is due to the attacking of fungi in the timber structures. There will be various classification of rods because of whatever the moisture content absorbing in the timber structures. Due to that, the color is changed in the timber structures. So as per the color indication, it will classified as a brown rot and white rot. The color is represented in the portion of sapwood and heartwood. So the brown rot is the fungi, certain type of remove cellulose component from the wood, and it is assumed like as a brown color. It is known as brown rot. So the brown rot will appear in the portion of sapwood. It will be color changes to the brown color. When it is brown color appears, which means the moisture content, when we are absorbing more than 20 percentage, then it will be converted into a brown rot. So if you see the next dry rot, the fungi of certain types of feed on the wood, during feeding the attacking on the wood converted into the powder form. So this is known as dry rot. So in last mentioned the topic the brown rot, as now dry rot, which means it will be not a color changing, it will be changes into the powder form. So this is also due to the reason of attacking of fungi in timber structures. See, not only the dry rot and wet rot and brown rot, and also some of the defects are also produced in the timber structures. So let's see remaining defects in the timber structures. See, not only fungi is attacking to the timber structures, it is also remaining defects are beetles and marine boars and termites. So this is also one of the major defects in the timber structures. By beetles or by terminates, it creating a holes in the timber structures. When you are creating a holes, it automatically loses its strength and automatically it's fail of the component. So this is also one of the reason. The first reason is the fungi is attacking to the timber structures. The second reason is insects are attacking in the timber structures, which means beetles and termites. And also not only these two are attacking in the timber structures, and also due to natural forces also. Whenever the excessing of load on the timber structures, it will be starting a cracks in the timber structures. So the force responsible for causing the defects in the timber, namely abnormal growth or rupture. So the cracks which may be a dormant stage, or the cracks which may be a active in stage. So if the excess is loading acting on the timber structure, it will start a crack in the timber structures. The cracks which may be active in nature, which means the crack will be extending from starting onwards to it will be continuously extending or expansion up to the end of the portion of the crack. Or some dormant stage also is there. Dormant crack is nothing but the crack is created at a one position, it will be not extending or it will be not expanding to the another end of the timber structures. So that it is the category of type of cracks. One is active cracks and second one is the dormant cracks. So due to natural forces, those are produced in the timber structures. And defects due to seasoning. So seasoning effect also one of the defects in timber structures. It will be indicated various types of cracks are present in the timber structure, which is a bow. It is also one of the defect indicated by the curvature formed. along the length of the timber. Along the length of the timber, there will be a curvature is formed, there will be some cracks is formed. That type of defect is called as a bow. And check also is one of the failure in the timber structure, which separate the fibers of the wood. It will does not extreme end or expanding. Twist, warp, and radial shakes and cup are also the major defects in due to the seasoning. And how we can prevent these defects in timber structures, which means defects due to the fungi, and defects due to excess moisture content, and defects due to the insect, which mean termites and beetles, and defects due to the excess of loads, and defects due to the seasoning. So these are all are the defects in the timber structures. How we can prevent this type of defects in the timber structures? So